Hola, konnichiwa, ni hao, da jia hao. Welcome to Sweat Daily. It's been a hot minute since my last video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to be lip syncing or presenting in front of the camera, but you will see footages or relevant information popping up as we speak. We're doing a review or comparison, if you like, between two fitness brands in the functional fitness space. It is a very competitive, cutthroat market, as you know. As a genuine fitness veteran like myself, I love trying them all, and I stay very open-minded with my experiences because, originally I came from a very traditional bodybuilding style workout regimen, and I slowly evolved into more military-like boot camps and outdoor running workouts, and eventually led me to CrossFit, as some of you might know. The journey doesn't just stop there because, as we grow and evolve, we try new things. And here I'm going to bring you a very honest, unbiased commentary on between two of these brands. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is CrossFit, and then I will relegate it to a newer player in the market, which is called BodyFit Training, or BFT, hailing from Australia. Now, let's start with just congratulating on both of these methodologies, whether it's CrossFit or BFT or F45 or any of the gyms out there. What you guys doing is amazing. You're striving towards a better human race in general, and you are changing lives in many, many ways that it's overwhelmingly unreal for us to think, hey, a few decades ago, we probably had only a handful of selections for places that we can go and get intentional exercise in. But these days, there are a plethora of these very different type of gyms that suits different type of people. They're doing an amazing service to our community. So first of all, congratulations and thank you for your embarkment on this fitness journey. My frank and honest review of the two brands as follows. Now let's start with CrossFit, which it is very much applicable to anyone who is willing to give it a go and with proper guidance and scaling. Okay, so if you are a newbie, you never heard of CrossFit, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. CrossFit was originally founded by Greg Glassman, who was I think a gymnast and also a personal trainer. He started out his business in his garage, and over time he made a gigantic business out of it. Okay, so we're talking about the CrossFit Games, we're talking about the brands, the footwear that's associated with it, and $1 billion industry that's evolved around it ever since. Cost-wise, it is between $50 to $70 in New Zealand, Australia, I think, and it's a very unique model. The brand itself, it utilizes many different elements of fitness, and as a what am I? I am actually a CrossFit level 1, level 2 coach. So I've been through the seminars, and they've done a great job at developing great coaches that's going to take care of the members. CrossFit is essentially a mixture of different fitness modalities morphed into one. If you haven't seen it, make sure you can YouTube Sweat Daily, some of our other videos that shows you at home workouts or the workouts that you can perform at the gym, at your studio by yourself. You can check out some of the movements there. Now, CrossFit I'm pretty sure they've invented a lot of different phrases, a lot of different training styles, such as AMRAP, which stands for as many rounds, as many reps as you can. And so you set yourself a timer and you do a set number of exercises and you're trying to achieve as many rounds or reps as you can. And then also they've got EMOM, which is utilized by all other fitness models, including BFT, including F45, including any personal trainer or boot camp that's out there. So they should be on their knees and thank CrossFit for inventing these awesome little style of training. But one that's very unique and very it was created and it's not really utilized that much outside of CrossFit, which is what we call as fast as possible, as fast as you can. Okay, so workouts such as Friends, such as Diane, or many of their short and intense workouts, the members or the athletes, you'll be required to complete a set of exercises or many sets of exercises. And in a fashion that's almost like a competition. So you're in a group class with other people. You could just be by yourself, but you're trying to achieve that in the fastest time possible. And if you are, just an average human being like myself, you're trying to do all these things rapidly, it really gets your heart going, okay? Gets your heart going, gets the lung going, and it's very anaerobic. Now I'm talking about some of the pros and cons of this type of regimen. Now, first of all, as I mentioned, it costs between $50 $70. So it's it's average, but their argument is that if you pay for a personal trainer 3 times a week, $90 a pop, that equates to quite a bit. So this is actually quite reasonable for the type of style and the type of workouts that you receive, the quality of the coaching they receive. Some of the pros, so the benefits that I see of CrossFit is that it's got a very strong community vibe, okay? So when you walk into a gym, everybody welcomes you and make you feel like a part of the family, whether you are first time there or you are on your way out. The next pro that I think that they really develop your athletic abilities, okay? And they work on the virtuosity so much that it makes you feel like you're going back to school again. You're learning things like snatch, clean and jerk, hang clean, handstand push-ups, L sits, ring muscle ups, etc., etc. And the next pro I want to say is that most of the CrossFit gyms, they operate in small groups, so you get a lot of attention from the coaches, and because they're using 7-foot barbells, you really don't have a lot of people sort of right next to you, up your ass, you can have a great workout with a bit of space around yourself, but still have that camaraderie, if you like, with the people in your class. And you get to learn some cool party tricks like the handstands and pistol squat, which is where you're squatting all the way down on single leg. So those things are really, really awesome. Plus the coaches, they go through a state-of-the-art training system, which is the CrossFit certification system, level 1, level 2. So the coaches really know their stuff, and some people would dispute that because they think, oh, okay, this person only just went through a weekend course or whatever. But I think the majority of the coaches were personal trainers already for many years. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but CrossFit certification is usually just an added credential to most of the coaches, not the only credential. Okay, so some of them, they've done their sports science and that kind of jazz. Now I'll talk about some of the cons, some of the things that might not be so great about CrossFit for beginners, for newbies. The first thing is intensity, and that creates intimidation. That factor of intimidation is very real. I mean, as a beginner, you walk into a CrossFit class, it looks chaotic. People have their shirts off, and the girls have their butts out, and yeah. I mean, you can imagine the picture. Just the intensity is high, and it could lead to injury if not done right, if not done under proper supervision and control. And also, sometimes when you go into CrossFit class, it almost feel like you go into a lecture. Okay, so the coaches will be up there talking and just trying to expand your mind with the amount of knowledge they have. But on a winter's day, on a fall's day, it just doesn't do it. People want to get moving. They want to work out. They want to have a good time, but they don't want to hear all the gibberish of CrossFit and standing there for 20 minutes, hearing this deliberation. They want to get moving. So I think that's one of the cons for CrossFit, where you could be standing there for a long time before anything starts to happen. And sometimes without adequate warm-up, you go straight into something like a heavy squat clean or a heavy deadlift. I mean, all good if you are a CrossFit Games athlete, regional athlete, or just someone who's a very frequent gym goer. But for most of us, 30, 40, 50s, mom and dads, yeah, that is that can increase the risk of injury. But overall, I love the modalities. I love the people in these CrossFit gyms. Yeah. I'll quickly move on to BFT. BFT is bodyfit training, founded by Cameron Falloon. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. It emerged from Australia. The guy was an ex-AFL player, I think. Very, very savvy business person. He has taken, or they've taken elements from CrossFit, from traditional bodybuilding, from powerlifting, from F45, and they've morphed into their own style of training. It's smartly done. They are a jack of all trades, definitely not a master of any. The cost is between $60 to $70 currently, I think, which is slightly on the higher end, but it's comparable to F45. And speaking of F45, it almost, like, to the untrained eye, it almost look and feel like F45 when you look at their pictures, their promotion products. But having been there for a few weeks now, I have to disagree with some people that it is not actually just circuit training. It's they're very much emphasis on a progressive strength increment. Okay, so you do get stronger over time, you do get fitter over time, and the coaches are slightly, I am going to say slightly more advanced than some of the coaches in the F45, where people are pretty much just cheering you on. But their expertise and their knowledge level is not the same as CrossFit coaches, because they don't have to. I mean, the movements are slightly more complicated. than F45, but they are nowhere near as intricate as CrossFit. So the pros are that. Plus, you although you are moving around in the circle-like fashion, let's say you're moving around from station 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or doing like supersets and so on and so forth. The time-based model also give you some rep range to hit. Okay, so if you have 30 seconds, you gotta hit 8 reps, for example. So that's almost like a conglomeration of EMOM and MRAP, which is quite cleverly done. It's very clever. The next thing is they have a variety of classes. They do these beast mode classes, which incorporates boxing, kickboxing, and conditioning. And it's very user friendly. Okay, so if you're a beginner, you go in there. There's lots of people, and you just watch the screens on TV, on the walls, and you can follow that with no issues. The coaches, they do not give you a lot of attention from my experience. Maybe they just assume that someone like me knows what I'm doing, but you should never assume. Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, as we know. In a CrossFit gym or SPARTAFIT, we have a guide pretty much saying, hey, you need to check in on your athletes, on your members at least 2 to 3 times during the class. I mean, that is standard, okay? And last pro I want to say about BFT, bodyfit training, is that you are under tension quite a lot. By that, I mean your workout time is maximized, okay? So they don't waste a lot of time doing the warm-up. They don't waste a lot of time demonstrating or trying to lecture you on the specifics of certain movements. They get straight into the workout, so you walk away feel like you are really sweaty, not drained, okay? You're sweaty. You go your own pace. I mean, I'm never like completely exhausted or anything, as opposed to like when I go to a CrossFit class, so you push to your limits, and even like a short CrossFit workout can leave you puking sometimes, just because of the competitive nature of that kind of gym. Some of the cons, okay, about BFT is that the timetable. Well, that's I guess it applies to CrossFit as well. These kind of gyms, they work on timetables, and as someone with kids and jobs, you probably want to just get to the gym and use like an open gym space. I know some CrossFit gyms, they offer that. SPARTAFIT offer that as well, open gym. So currently under the franchise model of BFT, I don't think they have open gym happening. Next thing I want to talk about is the crowd at BFT. The gyms are just crowded and people come and go. It's a bit like a bus. Yeah, busload of people. And they've done their marketing very accurately. They've targeted good people. And yeah, if you don't like people and you don't like crowds, don't go to BFT. Straight up. And the last thing I want to say is it's just a little bit less community driven. I mean, because there's so many people in there, they come and go, and they have classes starting from like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and you need to get out of there. You cannot like linger around and chat and have your social coffee time with your workout mates. I mean, to me, that's a bit of a downside, but to some people, maybe it's just like workout, get on with it. Oh, good. That's my little analysis of the two, and being frank and being honest with everything. If you got any questions, you can comment down below. We want to hear about my thoughts on any other gym style or training types. Just comment down below, and please like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you find this helpful. Thank you so much. I'm someone just like you who's gone through life and loving fitness. So let's do it together. All right. Have a sweaty one, yo.